Hi Zoo fans, my name is Tara and thank you for joining us today for Creature Feature Friday. Today we have some really fun questions from the Lindenwood Elementary 4th graders about our macaws. So I'm here with Big Red, who is a green-winged macaw, and Billie Jean, who is a blue and gold macaw. The first question the 4th graders wanted to know is, do they actually talk? And the answer is yes. So these two actually do know how to talk, and a lot of times macaws in human care will talk. It is not something that they know how to do when they are hatched, but it's something that they can learn over time. So these guys are actually vocal learners, and when they live in flocks, they actually will communicate with each other via sounds, and they learn to mimic sounds to be able to call back to their flock members. How do they get their colorful feathers? Well, they can get them a couple ways. So birds have a lot of birds have colorful feathers, and it can either be the pigment in their feathers, and they get those pigments 3 different ways: by the food they eat, or it can just be a reflection of light from the protein on their feathers. So sometimes if a feather looks green, it may just be a reflection of light from the blue and yellow feathers that they have in them. So they're not always a true color, but that's how they get their variety of beautiful colors. Where do they live? So there are about 17 extinct species of macaws that are living, and most of them, or all of them, are native to Central and South America. Primarily in the rainforest, but you can find some in the woodlands and the savannas as well. How do they keep their balance in trees? That's a good question. So macaws are a type of parrot, and all parrots have the same type of feet, and they're called zygodactyl feet. So they have 4 toes on each foot, and 2 face forward and 2 face backwards. So that allows them to actually grasp on a tree, and it helps them climb, and they'll also use it as almost like a hand, so they'll hold their food and be able to hold it while they eat it. Where do they get their names, like a blue and gold and a green wing? So it's really who discovers the species, like all animals. So a lot of times it has something to do with them. A green wing macaw has the green stripe down his wing, and a blue and gold macaw gets their name because they're blue and gold. But a lot of time as a species is discovered, they name it. So whoever discovers it gets to name it, and usually it has something to do with the animal. How do they avoid their predators? So a couple ways. One, they live in flocks, anywhere from 10 to 30 members, so there's strength in numbers. Also, these guys can fly, most of them, so they can fly away if a predator is coming. If they don't have a chance to fly, they also have those really, really strong beaks that they can use to bite. Predators of macaws would be things like large birds of prey or really large snakes, and sometimes large cats in the rainforest. Why do they have black lines around their eyes? So I'm guessing the 4th graders were referring to Billie Jean. As you notice, she has the black, and Big Red has the red, and those are feathers, and not all macaws have those feathers. A scarlet macaw, if you look at them, will have just plain white skin on their cheek, and they're unique to the species, what color they are, and then each feather on each individual bird is unique. The pattern is as unique as a human fingerprint, so they're all going to be different. Why is their beak pointed at the end? So that's a great question. That has a lot to do with their diet. So that's a characteristic of all parrots, is having that hook-shaped beak, and that allows them to break into nuts and seeds, which is a very large part of their diet. So these guys can actually crack open things as large as a coconut that it takes us as humans tools and hammers to open. They can hold with those zygodactyl feet and open with those really large beaks. So some really great questions from our 4th graders. So thanks again for joining me on Creature Feature Friday, and join us next Friday when we talk about our peacocks.